Can you hear that? Can you hear my stomach growling? I had this buddy in college whose father was a law professor from Mississippi, and he told me this story once about how a student who raised his hand in the middle of class and said, Professor Thames, are you sure about that? And he responded, son, I may not always be right, but I am always sure. I've sort of embraced that philosophy throughout my life, stating my opinion as fact as often as I possibly can. And one of the opinions that I stated as fact was that modified drivers do not belong in NASCAR's Hall of Fame. My thinking was the Hall of Fame is reserved for people who uniquely excel at the very pinnacle of our sport, and clearly Cup is the pinnacle of our sport. Yet, Richie Evans, the king of the modifieds, I engaged in this debate, is going to be inducted tomorrow night more than once. And I remember I was having a Twitter debate with Josh Hamilton. Josh works for NASCAR in their PR department. And I said, oh, come on, Josh, would you enshrine Ron Hornaday Jr. in the Hall of Fame because he won 4 truck titles? And Josh's response was something along the lines of, well, yeah, absolutely, no brainer, first time ballot. And I was like, whoa. And I said, huh. Gave me pause. Because I've always thought of it was kind of like putting minor league baseball's best home run hitter and giving them a place at Cooperstown. But Josh said Ron Hornaday belongs there, and obviously Richie Evans being inducted, so it got me to thinking. Maybe I'm thinking about this whole deal the wrong way. Maybe instead of trying to equate NASCAR's Hall of Fame with those found in Cooperstown or Canton, maybe NASCAR has approached this whole deal differently, and instead of those other halls of fame only inducting people who excel uniquely at the pinnacle of the sport, maybe NASCAR is looking to induct people who uniquely excel. Maybe the problem wasn't NASCAR's, but the problem is mine. And the way I approached the Hall of Fame in trying to fit NASCAR's Hall of Fame in this same little box with Cooperstown or Canton, and maybe it's just a different philosophy. So I'm going to go to the induction ceremony Friday night, so I'm trying to adjust my thinking, and I need to make room in my own thinking for modified drivers, and I'm going to watch Richie Evans and for truck drivers be inducted, and I'm going to stand and I'm going to applaud nationwide drivers vigorously, because when I said that NASCAR shouldn't, because while I was absolutely sure that Richie Evans didn't belong in the Hall of Fame, but maybe I wasn't. I'm not so sure that I was right.
Rowdy.com. Say it like it is.
Say what like it is?
Rowdy.com.